Welcome to Second Act Travels. I'm your host, Elizabeth, and this is the podcast providing travel information and inspiration for those in their second act of life. Thanks for joining us. Well, you're probably wondering why I started the podcast Second Act Travels in the first place. Why I have a podcast for people over 50. You know, time is such a funny thing. It starts off really slowly when you're younger. I mean, when you're 10, doesn't the school day feel like it lasts forever? And doesn't it feel like it takes forever to get to your birthday? But then as you get older, it seems like your birthday comes around a lot quicker each year. Every trip around the sun feels just a little bit faster. And you realize that time is not a limitless resource. It's a really precious resource. So I want to make the most of it. I think we all do. As we get older, we just want to make the most of time. For me, it's about focusing on your passions. My passion has always been travel. I started traveling when I was 18 years old as part of an exchange program. Since then, I've traveled with my friends, I've traveled with my husband, I've traveled with my children, and I've even traveled alone. All of the experiences with people have been wonderful. And over the course of the years, I've traveled to 15 countries. The other reason I began this podcast is because when I began researching my trips, I noticed that other podcasts and blogs seem to be written by 20 or 30-something-year-olds. Not all of them, but definitely the majority. And that's great, but I think younger people have a different perspective than someone in their second act. And I felt like we were a bit of an underrepresented community in the travel podcast world. So I created this podcast specifically for us. Being retired or an empty nester can mean an enormous amount of freedom when it comes to travel. I mean, think about it. When you're raising your children, you're really tied to the school schedule. You can only travel during school breaks or summer vacation. But now that my kids have grown, I can travel anytime I want. And that has enormous benefits when it comes down to travel options. So there's plenty of life left within us, and I want to make the most of it by dreaming about and planning travel adventures, and then giving you the inspiration and information to do the same. Over the past few years, I've found tons of online and print resources for planning travel, and I'll be sharing these with you. Don't worry, every resource I reference will be written in the show notes so you can explore them at your convenience. My next podcast will be in 2 weeks, and it will discuss the benefits of off-season travel, which is becoming more and more popular, and a lot of people don't realize the benefits of it. So I want to discuss it in some detail, again, not more than 10 minutes. If you have a question or a topic that you'd like to hear me talk about, please get a hold of me. You can email me at overseasandover50@gmail.com. And you can also follow me on Pinterest or Instagram or through my blog, overseasandover50.blogspot.com. So thanks so much for checking Second Act Travels out, and I'll see you back here soon.